Yep. And that's just the truth, man. You got to get over these basic facts of life that people just, it's like a lot of these new movements, they fly in the face of science. They fly in the face of everything that we've known growing up, everything. They ignore 3,000 years of scientific research. They ignore 3,000 years of logic and understanding for their own feelings about things. Yes, there's only two genders, a man and a woman. I don't think anyone really disagrees with that anymore. I think that the social justice warriors, they really lost the argument on that. Yeah, for the most part, all these schools, oh, we gotta have all transgender bathrooms. Yeah, for the most part, people figured it out. All you gotta do is say all genders, and then there's only gonna be two genders using that bathroom, man and woman. I know they have them at PCC, the all gender bathrooms, right next to the multicultural center and the women's center. All those, yeah, all the trigliates. But yeah, that's just how you appease them. And honestly, I like that idea too. But not about gender bathrooms. I just want to talk about some real facts here that people keep ignoring. I don't want to get back on the social justice topic. But yeah, I would say that in a very blunt sense, gay people are retarded. And that's one of my unpopular beliefs. A lot of people are going to try to, put words in my mouth, but these are the words that are coming out of my mouth, so you can hear what I have to say and understand them or interpret them the way you want, because that's the power of free speech. Yeah, so I would say that the science is settled. The Christians were wrong. You can't pray the gay away. The gay is not a choice, it's how you're born. And I know that because I have a lot of gay people in my family. I have a lot of gay friends. They grew up that way. They've always felt this way, and they're not going to change because they choose not to. Sometimes they go bisexual, and yeah, that's cool. Doesn't matter to me. It's whatever they want to do. To be honest with you, it's whatever you want to do. But typically, like I was saying, men are the same. Men like pussy. Men are going to go seek out women for mates. They're not going to usually seek out men unless there's something hindering them from seeking out women. Because you would think that if the father was seeking out women, wouldn't the son seek out women too? Or is there something wrong with him? I would say that yes, something is wrong with him, and only because of the survival factor. Humans, they have two jobs, biologically speaking. They have the job to survive and the job to reproduce. And the reason that is because the ones that reproduce have offspring that will pass on their genetic information. And if their genetic information is strong enough to be passed on, it can last longer. And that's what evolution is. And that's how natural selection works. We know that. We've observed that in the natural world for hundreds of years. So, I mean, you can't really argue. I mean, unless you're gonna deny natural selection, which then you look like the fool here. But anyways, yeah, you wouldn't think that being gay would be something that would show up in these genetic lines. If they're so successful at mating with females, you wouldn't think they would try to mate with males, but that just tends to be, it's something that happens in their brain. And we know that now with science. It's something that's wrong in their brain that makes them want to be attracted to men instead of women. And it literally does, I think, it reduces your chance of reproducing with a female if you're not attracted to females. Am I wrong? Like, if you're not attracted to females, you're not going to have as high of a chance to reproduce as someone who is attracted to females, because he's going to go out. Oh, shoot. He's going to go out and mate with a female, and you're going to go out and mate with a male, and then we'll see which one has babies and passes on their genetic information to the next line of offspring. Yeah, the gay guy is not going to have children that way, and the other couple's obviously going to be able to pass on their genetic line. But it's not technically about your genetic line. It just seems to be like a defect. Like, for some reason, gay genes get passed on in families, or not really. Honestly, I wouldn't even say it's a family thing. I would just say that it's just something that happens. And that's why I would say gay people, I won't say gay people are retarded, because, yeah, that's a little mean. But I will say it in a very blunt sense that, yes, it's true. I mean, there's got to be some kind of defect that hinders them from reproducing. And that is very, very specific and scientific, and it doesn't really get any simpler than that. Yes, we see that even from straight fathers and straight mothers, they produce gay offspring. It happens. It seems to be some kind of, there's something genetic about it, but we haven't studied the genes of it. We just know that it's something different in the brain. We've studied the brains of gay people, and we've seen that there's differences, there's chemical differences. And the reason we did that was to prove the Christians wrong, because the Christians were saying, oh, we can, being gay is a sin, it's a choice, that's why it's a sin, because if it wasn't, obviously, if it wasn't a choice, it wouldn't be a sin. But yeah, that was the whole idea behind that. Yes, we know that gay people's brains are different from straight people, which means something happens when they're born, because we know it sticks with them when they're born. It's got to be something genetic. And since it's not something that passes on in natural selection, it must be some other genetic factor. It has to be like, I don't know, some kind of chromosome gets altered in a certain way during the movement of the womb. Many things can happen. I'm sure that there's plenty of reasons why this certain defects can happen, but we need to recognize that, yeah, it might be a problem for someone trying to reproduce if they're gay. I mean, they wouldn't be attracted to women in the same way as everyone else. I think that would be a hindrance on their probability of producing offspring, and that's the truth of it, and that's why gay people are retarded, and that's the scientific mathematical proof of why gay people are retarded.